Hello YouTube, it's Rascoya. I thought I'd make a quick video here comparing old Super Nintendo equipment like the controllers and the game cartridges. So, most people know what the Super Nintendo is that are watching this channel. That's one of the most popular Nintendo consoles, I'd think so. And one of the most biggest issues with this console is it yellowing. This one isn't yellowed at all, I don't know. Doesn't look like it is. The one I have upstairs kind of is yellowed a little bit. And this one seems fine, but the controllers on all the Super Nintendos, there's two Super Nintendos. There's the Junior and there's the original. The Junior has a different controller, which is this one right here. Let me just unravel it for a second. Than the actual real Super Nintendo that is that one right there with the eject button, which the Junior doesn't have. With the Junior Super Nintendo controller, it just says Nintendo engraved in there, as it would be on the top of the original Super Nintendo or any other Nintendo console like the N64 even, for example. So yeah, just engraved in there, like the label is on anything. And bumpers are also engraved in there, which you can't really see. But yeah, that's the Super Nintendo Junior controller. The clickiness is very mild, might have been worn down. But then there's this one right here, and these two controllers right here, they're kind of sun damaged from the other Super Nintendo, I'm pretty sure. The other Super Nintendo has a bit of sun damage, so it makes sense. Now, one of these controllers here was damaged, I believe, and I wasn't the one that fixed it. Sorry, I'm just trying to get all these cords unraveled here, which isn't that easy. Anyways, you can see it was repaired there by those connections there, which I think is pretty cool that it has been repaired. I like that. It's kind of cool. But anyways, you can see it's kind of sun faded there. This one, again, engraved, and the D-pad actually feels quite more clickier. I think that's because it was used less, but it doesn't feel as clicky as the Nintendo Junior one. So anyways, here's another one, also sun faded in the same spot, which you can't see that much in this one. This one, again, very clicky, not used that much, I don't think. And then there's this one right here, Super Nintendo, which I'm going to unravel. And this one, not very clicky. And on the top, they're not engraved in there. The R and the L are just like the writing as the Super Nintendo label on the front of the controller. And the, I think it was the L was actually snapped out on the top there, so when I push it to go in the controller, I just opened it up and super glued the button back together. There's a piece of plastic there that broke, so now like it actually like goes inwards. Before that part would just go in the controller when you press the button because it snapped off. So this controller is a fully functional controller. Actually I think it was the right side, but it's fully functional. And this controller has the L and the R both in writing as the same as the front of the controller. So I think this might have been a controller that you'd buy at the store in a box or something, you know, that you just buy if your original one broke, because I'm pretty sure these ones are original, and I'm pretty sure that one's original. And, well, that one's obviously original because it's for the Junior, but this one, oddly enough, has the writing on there instead of being engraved. So I think this might have been the ones that you just buy at the stores, but I don't know. Just depending, if someone knows that they got their controllers from their Super Nintendo for sure, and if it's like that, then maybe these are the ones that you get from your Super Nintendo. But if they're not like that, then that means that these ones are definitely the ones that you buy at the store. They're just kind of a different thing. I don't really never seen anyone with these controllers before, but I thought it's kind of cool that they have the color there instead of being engraved. It's a bit kind of different. Another thing I got to compare here is the games. These ones have this big slot here. The very first Super Nintendos that came out, inside here they had a little thing that you jammed inside the slot of the controller. So when you put it in there, and turn the console on, it would have a little pin or flap thing that would just be jammed into the slot there, which has been removed on this console because the later Super Nintendos that are like this got that removed, so there's nothing there. But the reason that the ones that you can tell that might have that slot there, or the thing that goes in that slot there, is they're probably yellow because of the very first models. So yeah, if it's yellow, then it probably has that slot pin that goes into the slot here or whatever. So yeah. And also on these Super Nintendos, one of the other problems that they had is the reset button would just not go fluently, but this one seems to be working fine. And that's why on this other cartridge here it has that part here, because if you put it in there, then turn it on, the pin that would, or the piece of plastic that would go in there would just, you know, it wouldn't lock into anything. So you could pull the cartridge out even though the console was on, and you can see it's the same depth as the slot there. So it completely avoids that plastic piece there, which they wanted because they didn't have it on there anymore. So that's kind of good that they did that. And that's pretty much the Super Nintendo, and kind of all the differences and things I wanted to note about it. It's kind of a different video, but just thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and see you next time.